Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. This is Jane Wolfsky, your partner for bookkeeping, and I have Irene Sky, who's your employment partner. And today we're going to talk about probation. So typically probation is about 3 months, and the employment contract should dictate the terms of salary, leave entitlement, and other employment benefits. And during this time, it's usually a fixed salary, which is during the probation period, and it's based on the pay grade. And so it would typically be paid the same as it would be paid long term. But I would like to ask Irene to talk about the probation, examples from your legal practice and talk to us more about that.
Thank you so much, Jane. Yes, so we've seen the probationary period used in a lot of different ways, and sometimes we, of course, had clients come to us when it's been misused. And very often we'll see that the probationary period is mixed in with what a training period should be. And so, and I do want to touch up on that as well, since we mentioned training period. So both do have to be compensated, whether an employee is within that probationary period, as Jane mentioned, has to be compensated, has to be in an employment agreement. And even if an employee is being trained during that period as well, now is the purpose of the probationary period, they still must be compensated as well, as long as the training benefits the employer. And so the employee is learning something for the future to remain with the employer, then it must be compensated. If, for example, there is a internship or externship that is approved where the employee is receiving other credits, there are certain limitations there, but I don't want to get too deep into that. That's something definitely to review on a case-by-case basis, whether that's permissible or not. But generally, any training for work must be compensated. So now the question becomes, well, then what's the point of this probationary period? And we've also seen a lot of our clients use the probationary period for letting go of employees easier, as some of our clients think that as an employer, they have to have a reason to let go of an employee. And sometimes an employee just doesn't fit into the company. And there really isn't a great reason. It's just the fit isn't there and maybe doesn't mix well with the company's culture. And so my clients find that having that 3-month buffer to figure that out would be better, because it's going to be under a probationary period. So that's both, it's true and not true, because as an at-will employer, if you choose to have an at-will employee work for you, then you don't have to ever provide a reason why you've decided that you're going to let go of an employee. However, during a probationary period, you are able to get a good feel while limiting certain job duties. So for example, if your industry is within healthcare, or if your industry has a lot of secrets that might be market secrets that the company has developed on their own, the company is actually able to protect that by limiting the amount of technology and resources that the company provides during the probationary period. As long as that's all spelled out, an employee who you might believe, based on certain things that are said or certain behavior, is not at the company with the best of intentions, does not have to receive the same exact access, login, and so on as other employees during their probationary period, since technically that's more of a feel it out period and more of a training period than anything else. And so that's a major reason why the probationary period should be enforced if you're in that type of industry. But again, that's something that really should be reviewed on a case-by-case basis, because it is a separate agreement. And one thing I'd like to also note is that if you're going to have an employee subject to a probationary period, their employment contract might be different. So you, at the time when you hire the employee officially and full-time, you may want to give them an additional agreement or more policies for the electronics and technology that's company owned that you're going to issue and provide to them. If that's the case and they have to re-sign new documents, you have to make sure that they do so on the date when their probationary period expires, so there's no lapse between those, especially if your probationary packet is going to be very different than your full-time employment packet, even if it's part-time employment packet. But either way, as a part of the company, when the employee becomes officially a part of that company, it should be different documents, and that should be well established. Again, if there's any questions, because I know I've mentioned that this is more so case-by-case basis, but if there are any questions, please always feel free to reach out to Jane or myself. We're always here to help, and we're happy to do so. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.